There's a lost soul in this garden, buried deep beside the guns that he bought when he was young. The revolution had begun. He just wanted to be part of something bigger than his own. After being so deprived of everything they labeled wrong, everything they labeled wrong, everything they labeled wrong, everything they labeled, things they labeled, things they labeled wrong. Not too far below that lay the ashes of the books that had made his father wary of the steps her ruler took. But his neighbors hadn't read him and haphazardly mistook his promises of greatness, all the ramblings of a crook, all the ramblings of a crook, all the ramblings of a crook, all the ramblings of a ramblings of a ramblings of a crook. First they thought of him dramatic, told the cold masked man about it, who then labeled his emphatic opposition problematic. There's a preacher in this garden, scattered deep beneath the poems that she wrote while working out how he could live without a home. Cause they labeled her a criminal the moment she was born, and fought to make her go back, though she'd nowhere to return, though she'd nowhere to return, though she'd nowhere to return, though she'd nowhere to nowhere to return. Just above her lyrics fell teardrops from her mom, who conceived her crying mercy down the barrel of a gun. And although she was a minor, she was forced to risk her own life to pay the price, and has the rights of the unborn, has the rights of the unborn, has the rights of the unborn, has the rights of the rights of the rights of the unborn. And though her psalm spread love like magic, now then deep was enigmatic, most preferred the automatic over anything so crowded. She sung, I wish I'd wanted to stay, but I've not left to pay for yet another great day. Oh, my saving grace is that beyond this grave I know not what awaits. I wish I'd wanted to stay, but I've not left to pay for yet another great day. But oh, my saving grace is that beyond this grave I know not what awaits. I wish I'd wanted to stay, but I've not left to pay for yet another great day. But oh, my saving grace is that beyond this grave I know not what awaits. So as I turn to ashes, middle finger to the fascists, I'll rise up with the flowers each spring, and I will conscript all who listen, or stop to watch me glisten, may just find themselves commemorating when I hope they're not driven to extremes, when I hope they're not driven to extremes, when I hope they're not driven to extremes. But in the end, that ain't up to me. So as I turn to ashes, middle finger to the fascists, I'll rise up despite any regime, and I will conscript all who listen, or stop to watch me glisten, may just find themselves memories when I hope they're not driven to extremes, when I hope they're not driven to extremes, when I hope they're not driven to extremes. But in the end, that ain't up to me. So as I turn to ashes, middle finger to the fascists, I will rise up